Okay, hello everybody. Just want to give you a little lunchtime update here on movement in the NFL and free agency. The Raiders, Yannick Ngahu. Now, this guy's been on three teams in 3 years, but it's not because his production on the team. It's his defensive end out of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's been traded to the now uh, cash heavy Indianapolis Colts. They haven't disclosed the actual compensation. This guy's been on three teams in 3 years, but he had 10 sacks last year, I want to say. So that is a really good move by the Colts. Just wondering why he is particularly being on these many teams. And then on top of that, the Raiders. So of course the Raiders they trade. Uh, this is through NFL and Network. Adam Schefter, ESPN. So they haven't gave all the details. Rock Hodson, I think there was a corner involved there with the Colts. There probably some draft compensation, but the guy was a good player. I mean, he had 10 sacks last year. I want to say, yeah, 10 sacks with Vegas last year. Three teams in 3 years. I'm not sure, but you're putting him next to DeForest Buckner with the Indianapolis Colts. So they're going to have a good defense, continue to be as good as it has been. Also, Chandler Jones. Uh, the Raiders traded away Ngahu and they signed Chandler Jones. Now, Chandler Jones is signing with his former coach there, Josh McDaniels, who used to coach at the New England Patriots. Remember, Jones used to play. The 32-year-old player still a really good player there. I will say this though, if you guys recall, Chandler Jones uh, got into some issues in New England where he went to a police station with no shirt on. Looked like he had a bad what do you say reaction to an edible or something like that. So I don't know. Chandler Jones playing in Las Vegas. Hopefully he don't do those edibles or drugs or anything. Now he's had a pretty clean slate with the Arizona. Don't want to dog the guy out, but it's something to think about. This guy gets into this weird incident, and I noticed New England didn't re-sign him either. I think they traded him immediately. I want to say the next year after that incident in the police station in Foxborough. Now, this was back in 2016. I understand that, but it is something to think about. Him going to Vegas, where Vegas has had problems with players getting in trouble before. The first full year there, they've had to cut two players because of off the field related incidents. One being Henry Ruggs with that tragedy there where he ran the woman over and he's going to do possibly prison time there. So we'll see how that works out. Josh McDaniels getting a former player there from New England, signing him as a free agent, and then trading Ngahu there, the other pass rushers, so the Colts get him. Also, let me mention some really good players. Now, this is something good GMs also do. They watch the news constantly and they look for little hints for players to be released that are really good, still good players. They just don't fit under the cap. And players like Austin Hooper. There's an influx of tight ends coming out of it, out of Cleveland. They signed. Oh God, the other more athletic tight end from the Browns, but they've released 27-year-old Austin Hooper, really good route runner. He and look, they didn't even trade him, so they couldn't find a trade partner for the tight end out of Cleveland. So, team like Tennessee, they need a tight end. Denver, a team they need a tight end. This guy's going on his third contract. You can get a really good player, 28, 29. They're coming on their third contract. Total free agent, probably going to sign with a contender. Tennessee can use one. Denver, Noah Fant is now with Seattle, somebody like that. And then Landon Collins, Washington football team, Commanders, they couldn't find a trade partner for him either. Now, he was a former Pro Bowler as well. 28 years old, still plenty left in the tank. Washington's typically overpaying players, and then they can't keep all the players that they have on their roster. Plenty of teams can use a safety of the level of a Landon Collins. You look for these teams that are in the Super Bowl hunt this year. Maybe he goes out and signs with the plays alongside Derwin James, maybe with the LA Chargers, somebody like that. There's a number of teams that would love to pick up a guy like this. Again, he's one of those players coming off of a bad team. They couldn't afford to keep him, couldn't trade him. He's on that third contract, so money may not be a major issue. You could get these players probably under $10 million a piece. You see teams like the Rams do this all the time. Again, that's what I talked about yesterday on Sports. So, other updates: Deshaun Watson looks like he's going to meet with the Falcons today. Met with the Browns yesterday. Again, I would sign with the Cleveland Browns if I am Deshaun Watson. But just want to give everybody an update here on what the NFL is doing on the first actual. This is the actual day where players can actually sign their actual free agent. This is official day of free agency. Okay, so talk to you guys later. I'll let you know if I see any other updates.